Is that everybody?
It wasn't Blake, but good enough.
Blake
was there.
Blake was a little quiet.
I came in like right. I wasn't paying attention when you said the order, so I ruined it.
Okay.
That's okay. No big deal. Anyways, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third episode of our brand new podcast that has a name, actually. Colton, tell us the name of this podcast.
Is it
Wrong.
The Bonfire Official?
No, that's not correct. It's actually Billy Harrington's official podcast. God rest him.
Billy,
I don't
all
think
right.
we agreed on this.
Well, you know, I'm just going to take it from you guys. You guys don't deserve to name this podcast.
Rest in peace, Billy Harrington.
Rest in peace, Billy Harrington. Anyways, Colton was correct. This is the Bonfire official podcast. Now, let's go a little bit. Let's delve into why we chose the Bonfire. It sounds cool. That's pretty much it.
Well, it also has a reference to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And
I knew that.
SpongeBob.
I mean, no, you were kind of the one that came up with it in general, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mentioned this name to everybody. I was thinking about Dark Souls, and I was thinking, like, just getting to go and rest at the bonfire after, you know, Pontiff Sylvan in the cathedral in Dark Souls 3. Just the overwhelming feeling of calmness and just being able to sit there and stoke the flames of the fire.
When was the last time you even played Dark Souls 3?
I don't know, like a year and a half ago.
Well, I'm glad it came into your mind because I actually do like the name.
Yeah, it's I think it's a pretty cool name. You know, let us know, our fans, if you think it's a shit name. We won't change it, but we'll take your opinions and we'll process
I
them.
just feel really bad about it.
I mean, I'm not going to change this damn podcast. I made a YouTube channel for it already. Yeah, by the way, youtube.com/ I don't think it has like the Bonfire official podcast.
Let's put our link in the Discord chat.
Yeah, I'll grab it real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but I made a YouTube. It's the art on it is temporary, but you know, you can find the first 2 episodes of our broadcast or our podcast, excuse me, on there. So go ahead and check it out if you guys want to see the first episodes that we had.
It's actually kind of weird to think that we've already got 3 episodes. Like, I know it doesn't seem like much, but just the fact that we're actually committed to something.
There's the link. I'll post it in the Twitch chat. Yeah, so you guys don't have to like actually go through and try and figure out how to spell that. That's a better idea. What were you saying, Jim?
Mm-hmm. I was just saying it's cool that we've got 3 episodes right now. It's weird
it's not
to think.
bad.
And you know, Halloween is coming up. We're just rolling into
thanks.
October.
Thanks, Cole.
I think it would be cool if we did some kind of a Halloween themed podcast.
A spoopy podcast.
Oh, a spooky podcast.
Now, like, where on the scale are we? Are we going for like spooky, 2 spooky, 3 spoopy, or 4 spoopy?
Well,
Screaming
yeah,
out
4
loud.
spoopy for me would be a little too much.
I think that is a little bit too much for our child audience. But then
Yeah.
again, we didn't talk about lollies last
I was
week,
just gonna mention that.
so maybe we don't have a child audience.
We
I
really
hope not.
should. I'm concerned if we do.
Yeah,
If we
parental
have any
advisory.
children watching this podcast,
Any parents watching
God, they're
this,
fucked.
please don't.
It's
Please don't let your kids
It's
watch
gonna be
also.
so bad. Their parents are gonna walk in on them one day just jacking off to lollies.
Because they watch
right,
this podcast.
too far.
Yes,
Too
exactly
far.
why.
No, inappropriate.
Guys,
That
we
in the
hold
slightest.
so much power through this podcast.
so much influence.
So much power.
Yet currently 3 people are watching, and I'm pretty sure it's
It's
just
me,
us.
Jim, and Colton.
We can't even get our 4th man to watch it. That's how bad it is.
That's okay.
I
You
know.
gotta start.
Where's Dark Engine?
Dark Engine? I want
They
you back.
said that they would tune back in. We miss you, buddy.
I want you back.
No.
It's
We
'cause
messaged
Payne was
him
a
on
dick.
Twitch.
True, Peyton was a
Payne
dick to
didn't say
Dark
anything.
Engine.
Oh wait, what do you?
No,
say?
that was this is the first podcast that you weren't at.
Yeah. Payne
Oh,
had
I
some
get
some issues.
We had one beloved viewer, and Peyton was just.
Wait, what about the guy? Oh, the guy last time was Bradley, right?
No,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a guy named
I
Vocalist
think we should
5
address that.
also.
Oh. Okay.
We kicked Peyton out because.
Yep.
Well, last podcast he said 3 words, and then he said he didn't want to do it. So.
So we let him go. We terminated his contract. We cut it in pieces, and then we
We got
sent
someone better.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
His name, Blake the Tank. He was our guest special from last week. He will now be making weekly appearances.
Permanent installment.
At least
it
that's
be
what he
known.
told us. So I
Let me know
hope
that
it's
Blake
true.
the Tank has never been his name other than this podcast. It's been
It
said
wasn't
twice.
high school.
Yeah, it was in high
It
school.
was in high school.
Yeah,
Oh,
during
wow, I
soccer
feel like an idiot
season, we
now.
called him Blake the
Actually,
Tank.
it was according to Garrett, it was the meat for a while.
Blake
What?
the
Do you guys remember that?
Garrett the meat or Blake the
No,
meat?
Garrett called me the meat.
Oh, I
Just
don't
the meat.
Do you guys remember how he introduced me for like the homecoming game for soccer?
I do
He's
not.
He's like the man with it's something like the man with more meat than your local burger joint or something like that.
That sounds like he's referring to your penis.
It really does.
Maybe he was.
Maybe maybe Garrett was just slipping in a zinger in there.
Maybe he was peeping in the locker room.
I mean, I know I was. I remember the first penis I actually saw in public was at high school.
I know exactly who it
I,
was too.
It's a
Yeah,
quick story.
they were free.
I was shadowing at the high school, and I was walking around at the end of the day, and the track season was going on at the time. So I walk into the bathroom because I got to pee. So I go into this bathroom. I'm just a young 8th grader, and these guys are all changing, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess. But then I look over at this one guy, and not only is he changing, but he's just butt-ass naked. Like, just
So,
letting it all...
to clarify here, our high school's bathroom wasn't actually the lock. Like, they weren't changing in there. The locker room's attached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, no, but he was literally changing in the bathroom. Like, next to the
Oh,
urinal,
really?
Colt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Next to the urinal?
Yeah, like, on the first side, right next to the mirror. You know where the mirror is?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where the.
Yeah, he
Wait,
was
who
changing
was
right
it?
there.
I guess a lot of people did change in there, but I'm trying to remember why. Was the locker room locked? That doesn't make sense.
Maybe the locker room was locked at that point in time. I mean, again, this was like 6 years ago. Something, maybe even more.
You know,
But,
I'm actually
I think it's
really
been more
surprised.
than that. It's
you
been
saw
like
this.
8 years ago since I.
You're
When you were-
surprised I saw a penis?
Yeah, when you were shadowing, I don't think I saw a penis my entire time in high school.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I
literally
saw-
You know,
once.
I don't know
At
if I saw
least.
penises, but I saw a lot of balls. Like a lot of balls.
I didn't see the
Most
balls
of them
either.
Kyle's Colton.
Oh my gosh! I take the back. I did see a penis. My friend flashed me. I was defending him in basketball practice, and he was like about to get the ball, and he just like pulled down his pants, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. And then
Hey, mission
Went around me.
accomplished.
Colton,
know,
what, about
it
all,
worked.
what about all the polar bear swims after the New Year's parties?
no, I never saw any dicks.
Colin
in that.
repressed
Yeah,
those
especially since it
memories.
was like
I guess
receded
you're
Yeah.
probably too cold to. Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, everyone was so cold. It's like you couldn't even see.
You have vaginas at
It
that
just
point.
disappeared.
Just shriveled up into nothing. Just a tiny little raisin.
Oh man. What if it was the opposite? How alarming would that be? If you got in cold water, your penis just started inflating.
I would just never leave the water.
Hey, girls, want to take an ice bath with me?
You won't be disappointed.
That'd be incredible. I'd love that. Personally.
Wait, are you saying it would just never stop, or
Well, I
like it
mean,
just continue?
within reason. Like a reasonable penis size for me is like, I don't know, 12 inches hard. I think that's like average.
That's like
for
within
most.
reason.
Yeah, that's like average for most.
Is it 12 inches?
Yeah. I mean, they don't call it a foot long at Subway for nothing. They literally base that off of
The male penis
yeah,
average.
the male penis.
Mm-hmm.
I think one
I mean, that's
fountain
our
would cost
ultimate
more than
measurement.
$5.
Yo, didn't they bust Jared for
Yeah, they did.
Child
Yeah.
pornography, right?
lolly?
That's old news.
A lot of lolly porn.
He had so much lolly porn.
And Bowsette too.
Ah, thank you, Jim, for this perfect segue into the point I've been meaning to talk about. Bowsette. Now,
All right, so
It came out of
yeah,
nowhere.
can you please
for
yeah
the
explain this to me? 'Cause
uninitiated.
I don't even know anything about this yet. I have yet to hear about it.
So, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but this guy, he's an artist, drew a picture of Princess Peach kind of morphed with Bowser.
Well, I thought it was just straight up Bowser with blonde hair.
Was it that? I actually...
I don't think it had anything to do with Peach.
No. I know it has something to do with Peach because there's like a what's the word? The crown. There's a crown that turns
Yeah,
you
yeah.
into a Peach look-alike, kind of.
Oh, is it a Peach lookalike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Have you
girl.
seen Bowsette, Jim?
I just sent you a thing in the general chat, making sure you can approve it for the text channel.
Oh,
That doesn't really look like Bowser though. It just looks like Peach
Yeah,
put it in the
bustier
general.
peach,
But
with,
the horns,
like
yeah,
jaw
I'll
and
put
some
that, that's
like
fine.
horns.
Copy link.
Right.
When you guys said Bowsette and like a female Bowser, I pictured legitimately Bowser in female form.
Now, this is Bowsette, ladies and gentlemen, and the amount of porn
Oh,
that has
geez.
spawned from this. Now, boys, look, I'm gonna get real with you. I looked at some Bowsette porn.
Yeah, okay. I did not seek it out. I came across
What?
it this time too.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you say, Jim?
I said I didn't seek it out either, but I came across.
Oh no,
it
I
this time.
sought it out.
Oh, dude.
I was curious, so I went on to Google when nobody was home, and I looked up Bowsette porn, and I think
Oh,
the
man.
subreddit was r/Bowsette.
How was your
And
experience?
There's
Noah?
already a subreddit of it.
Yeah. How was my experience?
Yeah, I'm curious.
It was fucking weird, man. like, you know that phrase confused boner? That's pretty much what happened to me. Like, I'm erect, but I don't know why.
What? Don't know exactly why.
Yeah, like, I'm not necessarily turned on by this, but
But
my
you're also not
penis
necessarily not.
Yeah, my penis shows a different story.
This is getting into some TMI territory.
This is not TMI, okay? We talked about dildos and lollies last week. Hearing my penis perk up a little bit is not TMI.
Oh my god.
Now,
Now,
let's bring us back to reality, man. This shit's still weird, man. This shit's so strange.
So,
but not quite
what is-
too weird.
What is the origin of it? You said it's just a normal artist who drew it. Was it like for a commission or something? Or did he just post it?
I would love to know who commissioned that.
Oh, hold on.
Serious
I
inquires
found the
only.
original. I found
Looking
I'm
for-
looking for
Musty
someone.
Busty.
I'm looking for a musty busty Princess Peach.
Oh, nice. Here is the original comic that spawned it all.
Oh.
So Princess
Wait.
Peach rejects Mario and Bowser. And then Bowser pulls out, I can't remember what it's called, but the crown that he's holding. And it turns him into an anthropomorphic Peach kind of look-alike. And then Mario and Bowsette like walk around and it's
What
assumed
the
that
heck?
they're like together.
What scares me is how good Bowsette
Looks
like the name, like how that match, like that name just works.
so well.
Like it was preordained.
I mean, you could apply that to anything.
It's
Jim
almost
Ed-
like
Blakette.
is
I
Shigeru
guess. I don't
Miyamoto
know why.
is that not Nintendo, goddamn.
I don't know.
Shigeru Miyamoto back in 19
Hey,
whatever.
Blake, mute your mic.
He saw it coming.
Yeah, he saw it coming. And he created Bowsette, but he never released it until today. He
Oh my
is the
gosh.
artist.
Wait, side
Wait,
note.
Jim, you remember
Side
Steven
note.
Universe?
Blake, mute your mic real quick. Your
What's
roommates.
up?
Tell your roommates to KMS.
Yeah, side note.
I'll mute myself. Blake.
Blake's throwing a party.
Blake's gonna mute him. You didn't have to deafen yourself,
didn't-
my
yeah.
guy.
Oh well.
It's all right.
Tell him to
You don't have to
It's
deafen.
okay. Wait, now he's back. Wait, what?
Technical.
Don't
difficulties
deafen
on the
yourself,
live
just-
stream.
I'm back now.
Hi, Blake.
Nothing, really nothing changed.
Who cares? Just
Sorry.
roll
Just
with
put on
it.
push to talk, bro.
Ooh.
How do I do that?
Go into the Discord settings in the bottom right or bottom left, that little gear looking thing.
Hey,
The bottom
we got
right,
a viewer.
bottom left.
We got a viewer.
Welcome,
Yeah.
viewer.
Well,
It doesn't display their name.
It's
does it?
probably someone we know.
PB and some J. That's
Probably.
Chalo from work.
How's it going, Chalo?
Welcome, Chalo, to the podcast.
We're just talking about Bowsette.
Yeah, we're just talking about Bowsette. I showed you this at work, and to say you were smitten was an understatement.
Man, he liked it.
No, he didn't like it. I'm just
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
He was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Okay,
A normal reaction.
I mean, if you just took that girl and didn't have any connection with the Mario universe, I can understand that.
Yeah,
But the fact that that's actually Bowser.
Yeah. There's just some weird. I saw this one art rendition of it, and it was where Mario. Ooh, I just closed out my Discord on the screen. Whoops. It was where Mario and Bowser were in a bed together, and Mario had like just finished fucking Bowsette.
Oh god.
And then
Wait.
Bowser turns to him and he's like, "My turn."
Vocalist 5 is back.
Vocalist
Oh,
5.
Vocalist 5, welcome back, man.
Welcome back.
Thanks for showing
Appreciate showing up. Yeah.
up.
that's
Appreciate the patronage.
Our first returning viewer.
Yeah, dude.
Other than our people we know.
Is there anything I can do to this man in my Twitch to make him feel special? I'm gonna give
We can
him.
call him out.
I'm gonna give him a 24-hour timeout. I think that's good. The 24-hour timeout sound good?
Timeout. I don't think that's right.
What do you mean?
We
Yeah.
gotta change
Our
it.
timeout's not good?
Probably not.
I'm kidding. That would ban him from the chat for a day. We probably don't want that. Back to the thing though. It was Mario in a bed, just got finished fucking Bowsette, and then he's smoking a cig. You know, Bowser turns to him, and he's like, "My turn," and then. The next one is Mario, like an anthropomorphic Mario getting fucked by
Oh, no.
Bowser.
Wait, like the female
Bowsette?
Mario?
Yeah.
You see, I don't believe that this comic spawned as some kind of fetish. It looks like it's just a funny comic or something, you know? Like, look at that original comic strip. It's not like there's anything sexual about it. But it just seemed to spawn this whole crazy...
It has the undertone.
It's inferred, though, I would feel.
I mean, a little bit, but it's not like it's not meant for people to jack off to. Like, if you look at the one above that, that's kind of starting to get there. And then obviously, it spawned a whole thing of Bowsette.
Honestly, I love it. The smut that
No,
comes off
you
the
really
internet.
worried me.
I just
really
don't get
fun.
where like the internet's just so random now. Like you can't predict anything that's gonna happen.
That's
you
the
know?
best part about the internet. It's literally unpredictable.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess so.
let's hop off this for a second. Let's talk about Moth memes.
I was actually wanting to talk
What
about
the
that.
hell?
Oh,
are
I
Moth?
love those, dude.
They're great, but
Like
Such a fan.
it just came out of nowhere. It's a sleeper hit.
like trebuchet memes, moth memes, all that stuff. Like no one could have possibly predicted any of that would ever become a thing.
Wait, are there
Moth
trebuchet memes? I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
those.
You've never
Wait,
seen
you haven't seen
trebuchet
trebuchet memes?
No, just post them.
Yeah, I got
Oh
you.
my gosh.
They,
Well,
they center around the idea of a 90-kilogram projectile being
Being long.
thrown
300
300
meters.
meters. Yeah,
What?
and they often talk about how inferior catapults are to trebuchets.
Oh my gosh, that's the most oddly specific meme I've ever heard.
It's because they are, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're incredible.
Because they are superior.
I love trebuchets, man.
Oh
it's
my!
a
I love the clickbaity thing.
catapult. Hate him. Click the
Can we please talk about clickbait like articles?
Yeah, sure.
I love those things.
You love
They're getting-
clickbait articles?
They're getting worse and worse as time goes on.
It's incredible,
All right,
honestly.
I'm gonna go search for some. I'm gonna go try and find some good ones.
Have you
and-
guys seen
and post them to
clickbait
the group chat.
YouTubers?
No.
So
Oh,
there's
you
this-
mean? Go
What?
ahead. Go ahead. ahead.
Like, for example, you guys ever heard of TSM Myth? He's a big Fortnite streamer.
No.
Okay, well, big Fortnite streamer. One of the titles I saw in a YouTube video was "Why TSM Myth's Career is Dead." Now this guy's
Yeah.
pulling in like 16K viewers per stream, so I'm not understanding how his career's dead. Like, it's
What is this before recently? Was it more than that?
Like that's steady. That's what it's been for years since
Wow.
Fortnite. So I don't understand at
Do you think
all.
it's an attempt to try and like get his viewers to?
No, it's
think
literally just
he's-
clickbait for like those 12-year-old Fortnite players that are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, TSM Myth's career is dead. What do you mean? I need to watch this 10-minute video." It's stupid. By the way, if my voice sounds a little weird to you guys, I'm currently under the weather thanks to a coworker. It just
Oof.
fucking ended me. He gave me AIDS. I
That's
probably
that's
will
not
die.
funny to joke about, dude. Come on.
AIDS?
I'm pretty sure we joked
AIDS
about
isn't funny to
No,
joke about?
Just-
Are you kiting me?
Whoa! It was just a joke.
It's just like AIDS.
joking about not joking about AIDS.
Jim, you confused me. Yeah, Ninja's is Ninja. How many viewers is Ninja pulling in? Is it still in the 40,000s?
Ninja's
I
still
don't know.
doing.
Can you top
Fortnite,
5?
right?
Do you think he can top 5?
Top 5 what?
Top 5 viewers, because we currently have 3 of us being at 3.
I'm gonna sneeze. Be right back.
Blake.
Do you guys see these?
I'm back,
They're
boys.
so funny.
Man.
This is just a normal shit.
Is that like an actual clickbait?
Yeah, I just looked up best. I just love these clickbait. Like,
Is
I love
there
the ones
anything-
that are like, it shows like a weird fruit from like a foreign country, and it's like, like something to the line or the tune of like, you'll last so long if you tried this, like these 10 seeds.
Well, now I really want to know what's inside that shed.
What is?
I really
want to
know.
Blake, can you find out, please?
Blake, please
I'll
leave
do
the
some
channel
research.
and do sleuthing to find out what is in that shed.
I think when you
need to
walk in and
know.
open the door, there's just lolly art everywhere.
Now that is a shed I would live in,
Guys,
and
I
then
just
get raided by
confirmed
the FBI.
it's just a lot of Bowsette art.
Oh man, the internet
You
is
know-
a crazy place.
Yeah, it really is. And I wanted to talk about Facebook. So that thing that I just posted, like, I just see so much of that stuff. where
That's
it's
why
like
I
a
quit
video.
Facebook. Right
Yeah,
there.
right. It's a video. Nothing's moving in it. It's just a still image, but somehow it's a video and something like that. Or I saw one that was like if you've ever used one of these, and it was like one of those dough rollers. Like these old people just fall for
A
this shit.
rolling
Like, how?
pin.
Yeah, it was like rolling pin. That's 100% of what Facebook gives.
You ever
right
been
now,
on
and I just cannot
Instagram?
believe-
And it's also on Facebook where it's like if you love Jesus, scroll past if you love
Dude,
the
that's
devil.
been there for like 15 years.
It's
Like,
the
I've seen that forever.
stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just scroll past every time because I want them to know that I love the devil.
Yeah. Speaking of Instagram, you guys know this, but my Instagram account got hacked.
Yeah, it did.
All of my accounts have been hacked recently.
Oh yes, Sasha Toy.
Including his Roblox account. Can you believe the absolute gumption, the nerve of these hackers? It's
He's
one
not even
thing
gaming.
to take a man's Instagram, but touching his Roblox account? That's unheard. That's just straight to hell. God's gonna look at you straight to hell, not a word.
He's gonna say, "Go commit blood not pumping.
What?
Go commit die."
Go commit die.
So, Blake, now what is the simple trick?
I was actually just posting this for all
You
the
can't just-
single ladies who happen to be men.
Vocalist 5? I don't know. I don't know why they hacked this man's Roblox account. Why would they?
I think the simple trick is get your iPhone, prop it up on some books,
Okay.
get a mug, take off your shirt,
Okay.
pose like a douchebag,
Have
and then take a
six-pack
photo.
abs.
I mean, that dude is pretty damn hot, though.
Yeah,
Like,
on
you
a,
gotta
I think it's
admit.
coffee.
he's a good-looking guy. Look, I'm straight enough to say that's a good-looking guy. He could take me if he wants.
That mug just completes it. Oh my god, that.
Oh, the
perfect
mug.
round mug.
Have you seen that mug that says "Kick today in the dick"?
What? No.
No.
Have you seen the mugs that are? Wait, Cole, do you remember that one mug that we saw that one time? It was a bong, but also a penis.
Oh no! Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was a mug that also was a bong. I didn't know it was a penis.
It was all three. It was a mug, a bong, and a penis. So it was like
Respect.
Dang.
it was like the mug, and then there's a penis bong attached to it.
Did it
Oh,
the shape of a
Was that in like the Christmas thing that we went to?
Yes,
That,
sir.
like, street
I'm
fair?
gonna do some research. I'm gonna try and find this for you guys.
I remember.
You saw this IRL?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
like was that in town? Was that like Tribal Weaver or something?
Oh,
That one
makes
store?
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I remember at my friend's house, they smoked a lot of weed in college. They still do. They have a bong with a titty on it, and they always take bong hits off this titty. It's actually lit. I've never smoked, but it looks really fun.
All right, guys.
You do
I've
on
just stumbled
nipple?
across some comedy
Yeah.
gold.
Hit a nipple.
None of it is all three of the combinations I was talking about earlier. But is this stuff okay to put in here if it's a mug?
Put it in general, and then I'll judge
Okay.
it.
All right, give me just a sec.
I'll judge it off stream.
Where
Where did moth memes come from?
that was just I was gonna
I
say.
just want to go back to that. Like, what
I was
started
hoping one of
the
you
moth
guys
memes?
knew. I don't know either. I just
No, I
thought,
do see it.
Questionable.
I mean, if we can put that
I'm
butt
allowing
plug
it.
cock ring on,
I'm
Let's
allowing
do it.
it. There it is.
just enough for vocals
All right,
to see it and take it off.
Enjoy.
All right, it's off.
I didn't even. I missed it.
So is it a
in
bomb?
general? If you want to go to general.
Oh wait, is it not supposed to be an on air?
Whatever. It's in on air now. Whatever. Who cares?
Is that a water bottle or a bong? You said.
It's a water bottle. It's just a water bottle.
I think I found the one trick.
The one trick.
It's this sippy cup.
A sippy cup?
Isn't that what this thing is? Oh wait, sorry.
I hope not.
I just realized that that's really chocolate.
I sure hope not. Road work ahead. I sure hope it does.
Yeah.
Rip Vine, by the way. Guys, why did Vine die? It didn't deserve to die like that.
It really
From
did.
what I heard, it was pretty popular at the time.
From what you heard. Of course.
Yeah,
It was
like, I didn't
super
go on it.
popular. You didn't go on Vine?
No, I
Really?
tried it. I could not.
My
do it.
eyes? Alright,
Really?
I'll take it away. I'll take it away.
You're tired of the water
Sorry
bottle.
about that. No more dildos in the chat.
There might be though.
One day you're just
Yeah.
gonna come into the stream in the chat. It's just gonna be flooded with pics of huge dildos.
Oh my gosh. Well, if anybody cares to see some other interesting bongs, I'm finding lots of them.
Blake, are you a? Do you smoke that devil's lettuce?
Partaker?
Yeah.
The jazz cabbage.
Not really. Like very occasionally.
How?
So you
occasional?
have though.
Like probably only a few times ever.
Gotcha.
What's been your experience with it, Blake?
You know, I am definitely a fan.
Oh, nice.
Why don't you smoke more
I
then?
like it. Because I don't know. I don't really have a ton of time.
Gotcha.
And when I do go to parties, people usually just drink.
Fair. Why not get crossfaded? I've seen multiple friends get crossfaded multiple times. Seems
You know-
like an interesting time to say the least.
It's not the most fun experience. You can get really, really sick from it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen.
That's what I've seen.
One time, I DD'd for a girl freshman year at college, and she got crossed. And this particular house, actually, for God's sakes, I was in such a bad part of Arizona. It was a crack house, like literally. They were in the back room doing crack cocaine, and I'm like, I do
never heard this
not
part of
want
the
to be
story.
here.
Dude, that is
You haven't
scary.
heard this story?
No, I heard the story, not that part of the story.
Yeah, it was a crack house. They had crack cocaine in the back room. I remember seeing my the girls I'm DDing for walk into that room, and I'm like, fucking hell. I swear to God, if I go in this room and they are snorting crack, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I go in the room, and they weren't doing crack, smoking it or snorting it. It was snorting, so crack cocaine, right? Yeah. I'm not very well versed on the drugs.
You can smoke it too.
Yeah, you can also smoke crack. They their faces weren't all white covered in cocaine. But I learned later, like the next day, that they did some while I wasn't in there. So I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
like
what?
It's one thing for me to DD for you, but like I don't want to have to deal with you fucking crack whores, okay?
So wait, they told you that
That's awful.
they had snorted crack at that party.
Yes.
Crack?
Later.
Oh god.
And you
Yes.
couldn't tell?
No, honestly,
Were they like on alcohol? Or, like,
they
on-
were drunk, high, and apparently on crack. Like
That's
it,
a hell of
that
a
is
combination.
yeah, and then later that night, one of the girls started just bawling, like, and I'm like, what is happening here? God, it's this night. I'm so glad this came up. Let me take you through what happened when we started, like the party started to turn down, and I needed to get these girls home. Like I didn't drink at the time, so I'm completely sober. I'm handling this by myself, and I came with 4 girls. Okay. One girl sees her boyfriend at the party. Ex-boyfriend starts making out with a girl. She's bawling. I have to comfort her. Next girl making out with a huge black dude. No problem. Don't really mind. Third girl and fourth girl, they're off somewhere. They're fine. They're drinking, but they're functioning. So I'm comforting first girl outside because she wanted to get out of the house. She wanted me to take her home and then come back for the other 3. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. We're not too far away from campus. I can get you home and then get back. So I need to go get the keys from one of the girls. So I go, and lo and behold, the one who has the freaking keys is a girl making out with big black guy. And
Okay.
I go up to her, and she, like, intense grinding, like full on grinding between this guy while they're just smacking faces. So I'm like, I can't interrupt this. This is too awkward. But then I noticed she's looking like a little sick. So I'm like, I'm like, all right, I gotta intervene. And I grab her, and she's like, I'm gonna throw up. And I'm like, oh no, you're not. Oh God. And then I rush her off to the bathroom, and she gets on her knees, like over the toilet, and she doesn't start throwing up, but she starts like, dry heaving, and I'm like, oh, it's happening. And one of the 3 drunk girls, the other one. So we got one crying outside, 2 in the house, and then 1 at the bathroom. One of the girls from in the house comes to the bathroom, and she's like, oh, she's got to throw up. She's way too drunk. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean she's got to throw up?
No.
And then she tells me, you got to make her throw up, man. And I'm like, what do you mean I got to make her throw up?
Oh, no.
Like, how do I make a person throw up? So she shows me how to make someone throw up. So I do like, when you're talking like an Italian and you put your hand in that motion. Like, let me pull up the
Wait, how come she didn't do it?
Because she had to go somewhere else, apparently.
Dude.
It's a lot of responsibility to put on someone.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm just a DD, man. I didn't expect this to happen. So I ball up my hand like this. And is she hot? The girl that's trying to throw up, yeah, she was super hot. Like probably in my book, she a blonde, 8.5, 9 in my book, and I got some pretty high standards I hear from my friends, so I think she's hot.
Very unreasonably high.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Anyway, so I put my hand in this motion, I look her in the eye, and I shove my hand down her throat. And then this is the worst part. So I got this my like up to my wrist down her throat, and she looks up at me, like literally looks. I wish I was embellishing the story, but she looks up at me without gagging and just makes eye contact with me. And in that moment, I'm like, this bitch has no gag reflex. Oh my God, this is so hot. It was like the hottest thing I've ever experienced at a party. It was so incredibly hot. Like, really in that moment, I forgot that I was halfway down this girl's throat. I'm like, wow, this girl can throw the dick. That's for damn sure.
Oh my God.
So gross.
And I keep trying to get her to throw up. Like, I'm taking it in and out, and I'm trying to, like, tickle her uvula.
Oh my gosh.
And she didn't throw up the entire night. So the third drunk girl come back, and she's like, all right, give up, whatever. She's not going to throw up.
I just imagine you with the Italian hand going, choo-choo, here comes the train.
No. But after that, I left her. I left her in the bathroom because I couldn't deal with it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Okay. Dude, I'm not good at this, okay? So I left her in the bathroom, and I went out to the girl that was crying, and I'm like, all right, look, this is what's going on. Dallas won't throw up. I cannot get her to throw up. So here's what I got to do. I got to leave her here in the crack house. I got to get you home. So now this is where my memory starts to fade, but I remember all 3 of us, minus Dallas, we left Dallas at the crack house. Because they kind of knew the people at the crack house. Like, this wasn't some random crack house. One of the girls that they were friends with, their friend was boyfriend girlfriend with the house owner. So they put her up in a room, and I drive the 3 girls back, and then I sleep, and then we wake up in the morning and we drive back and get Dallas, and then we drive back home, and that's it, man.
Wow.
Cool.
I don't think I could top that story.
Honestly, that's like the craziest story from college, and I love telling it because every time I get to relive just that girl looking at me in the eye while I'm halfway down her throat with my hand.
Dude, okay,
it really
gotta chill on that, man.
That's the part that you remember the most.
Yeah,
because it was iconic, man. I'm halfway down her throat,
it's
and she
funny.
looks at me. It's literally a blank stare. It's ridiculous, man.
Like just lifeless.
Not lifeless, but just like it's like I do this every day. It's like something like that. It's like, oh, business as usual.
Gonna have to try harder than that.
Yeah, honest to God, it was incredible. Honestly.
Yeah, I remember the first frat party I went to, and Blake can probably have some more party stories other than this, but my roommates had not drinking much before, and they were probably 12 or 13 shots in. And I am grateful so much that these frat guys probably were using like half shots or something like that, because these guys would have been super far gone if they weren't like quarter or like 3/4 shots or half shots. But they were puking everywhere. And one of the guys was lucky or kind enough to take us home, and he puked in like this dude's car. Like, oh my God, it was disgusting. It was like half of it got on me, half of it was in this dude's car, and he was like, "Nah, it's cool, man. Just don't worry about it.
It's cool, man."
What?
Yeah. I like had to like have this my shoulder over him while I was holding like a bag in front of his mouth, and when he was vomiting, he didn't get any of it in the bag. Like, I swear to God, it just went everywhere but the fucking bag.
0% accuracy.
0% containment.
That's gotta take some more skill than like anything.
All right. Speaking of throwing up, you guys know my story about the time I got food poisoning on the flight back from Florida.
Oh no.
Kind of. Tell it again.
Okay, so I ate one of those Lenny and Larry's like protein cookies, and I had a connecting flight. So I flew out of Orlando, and I was by myself. I flew out of Orlando, and I landed in, was it Charleston, I think? And while I was there, I like, in the Orlando airport, I ate a Lenny and Larry's protein cookie, and it was kind of weird. Like, it wasn't like, I usually eat, like, I used to eat a lot of those. I haven't eaten one since, but this one was weird. It had like, I don't know if it was, I really don't know. It was just kind of weird, but I ate it anyways because I was starving. And then I get to Charleston, and I had some time to kill for like a layover. It was like an hour. So like I got like this bagel sandwich, and then I got like a triple shot espresso just like over ice at Starbucks. And I'm feeling fine. And I finally, like, I get on my flight, and like the second I sit down, I was like, something's not right, like at all. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to throw up. So I like start to like, we haven't even taken off yet. I start to like inhale and exhale. And I'm like, all right. I was like, I got to get through this flight, like take off. I was like, I'm not going to throw up. I was like, there's like, I can make myself not throw up. Like, it's fine. And I'm like just inhaling and exhaling. And the seat next to me was empty, but there was like this other guy on the window seat. I was in the aisle, thank God. And I was like, oh. So I reached and I grabbed the little barf bag and I threw up in it.
Oh.
And I look over the guy next to me, because if I was him, I would have been mortified. Like, I'm kind of a germ freak. Like, if someone threw up me on a flight, like, I would try and like move seats.
That.
Like, I can't do that. And he was like, I was like, I think I got food poisoning. And he was super cool about it. He's like, oh, he's like, that's fine. He's like, here, you can have my bag if you need. Probably like, yeah, like, don't throw up on me. I took the one in the middle seat, and like, finally, like, I haven't thrown up, but like after that first time, I'm like holding it in with all my might, because we were like trying to get to, like, the seatbelt sign was on because we were getting to altitude, you know?
Oh no.
And I'm like suffering, and finally there's a bathroom a few steps away. I'm in like the middle of the plane, and I make it there, but like I barely lock the door and turn around and vomit everywhere. Like, the toilet wasn't even open. I just vomited all over it.
Oh no.
And I like I said, I felt like bad, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people are gonna have to go in here. I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm gonna do this. So I'm like vomiting, and like, so I'm like wiping it up, and like I'm using like the hand soap like on the toilet to like clean it for people. No, and like in between, I'm like lifting it up and throwing up in the toilet, and then putting it back down and like keep cleaning it. And like, I actually like that thing is probably cleaner like after I threw up on it and cleaned it myself than it was like before. So I got it like spotless, and I go and like sit back down. And I'm like, okay, I think it's over. Like, it was just, that's it. I'm good. And then all of a sudden, you know, like deep in my bowels, I'm like, uh-oh. So like I sprint to the other bathroom. And I start to have like explosive diarrhea. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then like in the middle of my explosive diarrhea, I was like, uh-oh. And like I like stood up and turned around and threw up in the toilet. So it's coming out both ends. And
that's so horrible.
Like, I went back to my seat after like probably 20 minutes in the bathroom, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna get some Sprite. I'm gonna sip on it, and on top of this, my phone is dead, so I have zero entertainment.
Nice.
And they don't have digi players or anything, because like American Airlines sucks. It was like a flight, you know, and it's like, so I'm sitting there, my phone's dead. And like my stomach's all cramped up and stuff. Cause you know, like when you vomit, it takes like a lot of like effort. Like usually like you're sore.
Yeah.
And like I'm sitting there and like half hour goes by and I'm like barely sipping on it. And like, I'm like, oh, here we go again. So I go back in and I think I spent the next 2 hours just in the bathroom. Like I was like, there's no point in sitting back down. And finally I told a flight attendant, I was like, I have food poisoning. I don't know what to do. And so like, then I had like 3 flight attendants like catering to me. And they're like, should we try water? Like I drink water, just throw it up. Like maybe more Sprite or ginger ale, just throw that up. And they're like trying to help me.
Fuck it,
and
just
I'm
throw
like,
them off the plane.
You know what could really, help this food poisoning out? A blowjob, miss. Can you give me one of those?
I think
It would be coming out of 4 ends or 3 ends.
and so I literally go back and I'm like, I spend like, it seemed like almost every half hour on the dot I was throwing up. So I just stayed in the bathroom until the landing thing was happening. And at that time I had 1 extra bag left. So I went out there and I was able to make it through like the 30-minute descent without vomiting. I get back to the airport. I go straight to the bathroom, vomit. And then I go and I find a vending machine and I get like a Powerade because I know like somehow like those like it just helps like the electrolytes and hydration and stuff. It's supposed to help like vomiting and all that.
Hey,
And-
Colton. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go for it.
No,
I was just going to say, you were worried about that guy being annoyed by you, the one that you were sitting next to, but he was probably grateful that you sat next to him because he had an open seat the entire time after that.
Well, there was already an open seat next to him. There was the seat. It was the middle seat in between us was already open.
We had 2.
But like
Gotcha.
I wasn't there most of the time. And then like, but he was super nice. He was talking to me. He's like, oh yeah, I had food poisoning one time on like in some other like embarrassing situation, like where he wasn't at home and cool guy. So I drink a Powerade and like, because I was getting picked up like with my parents were picking me up, so I could call them and I'm like, hey, I was like, where are you guys? Because the flight landed like a half hour ago, and they're like, oh, we're running late. We'll be there in a half hour. So then I just like sat there for like a half hour. I somehow didn't throw up, and then they picked me up, and my mom was like, are you okay? She's like, you're like white as a ghost. And I was like, oh, I just spent that entire flight vomiting and pooping my brains
I
out.
have seen some shit.
And so we're on our way home,
Literally.
and In-N-Out coming in clutch. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, we got to stop like right now. Like, I'm about to crap my pants. I don't have to vomit at this point. I just had to crap my pants. And so we stopped the In-N-Out and like I ran in there, did my business, came back out, made it home. And for the next 3 days, I think I vomited in the middle like that night, but then the vomiting kind of subsided and I just had the worst stomach ache. And I mean, to put it in perspective, before the trip, I was like, I think like 190 pounds. And then the trip happened, which I probably gained weight on that because you always gain weight on vacations. I went to like Disney World and stuff, like hanging out with people. Like, so I probably, let's say I was like 193 to 195 on like a bloated day. And after the 4 days that I had the food poisoning, I was like, I think I was 182.
Oh, geez.
I lost like 10 pounds.
Dude.
Of just straight water.
So the moral of the story is, if you're trying to lose weight fast, just eat some spoiled.
Oh no.
If 70% of your body is water and you are 192 pounds, and then later you lost 10 pounds of water weight, I wonder what percent your body
It wasn't
was
even
of
water weight though, because I was like hammering water during those days because I wasn't throwing up anymore. I think I ate like maybe in like those 4 days, I think I ate like a couple bowls of soup and just like a crap ton of saltine crackers because that's all I could like really like handle. So I like barely ate anything during those days, but I was chugging water like crazy. So
Wow.
I don't think I don't think it was water weight. I think it was just like genuine weight because I didn't gain it back immediately either. You like water weight, you'd gain back in a couple of days. Like it stayed off of me. So
Would you guys agree that the worst part about that whole thing is like the sitting there and trying to like either not let it happen or to like make it happen faster?
That's the worst part of food poisoning in general.
Waiting.
yeah, not making it happen, like trying your hardest not to throw up when your body's like you're gonna throw up and you're like no I'm not, and you're fighting it. That's like the worst feeling.
It
I'm
really
really
is.
lucky. I've got a pretty good gut, and as soon as I get food poisoning, like I know it, and I just try and barf immediately because as soon as I barf, I always feel like 100% better.
So true. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just can't though. You're just like sitting there trying, and you're just
Just
like,
gotta let it run its
"Oh,
course.
why?"
I haven't barfed in, I'm not even kidding, 8 years.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And you're in college?
Yeah,
Just
dude.
kidding.
I don't
Just
know.
kidding.
Like I wouldn't call myself a heavyweight, but one night I had like 12 shots of vodka over the course of the night, and I didn't feel like vomiting at all. I don't know.
It kind of is. I'd say it's less like the amount that you have and more what you have.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
I'm
vodka
actually-
of all things.
Oh no, I just meant like mixing it is usually like
The Chaos
usually
Lord
makes you
18 joins the podcast, typing out the entire alphabet. Well done.
Chaos Lord for those 26 letters of encouragement.
Yeah, maybe you could have said them out loud if you were part of this podcast. He just comes into the channel and says A, B, C. A, B, C, D, A. I don't remember the rest.
What is, I really want to know, because like a plane is a bad spot to have it, but what is the worst place to have food poisoning?
Oh, there's so many, dude. Roller
Wedding.
coaster.
During your wedding vows.
During a wedding or during like a first date at her parents' house.
Mhm.
My,
like
do you
that.
First
sound
date-
like garbage? Do we sound like garbage?
To me, it sounds okay. Blake's a little
Oh,
out there.
Yeah, it's because Blake's
Wait,
using
my
that Zalman clip-on mic that was like $5 that I bought him like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
true.
I can't believe you still have that thing.
To
To be fair, those things are solid for like
really are.
I think they're like $6 on Amazon. I
Yeah,
think it's a Zalman clip-on mic,
true.
and
Shout out to Zalman, our first sponsor.
Thank you, Zalman. Jim, but to get back to your point, I think there's a pretty long list. There's like
Schindler's
I'd say
List. Great movie, by the
Plane
way.
is pretty bad.
Yeah,
Like-
having food poisoning at the Holocaust would suck.
Or like a what's it called? Like a really long car ride where like you have to be somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true
mean?
too. I actually, my little brother and my stepdad got food poisoning from Disneyland. And,
What did they
we
eat?
got
Like,
back.
what
They had
food
the mutton
stall?
leg. Do you remember
Mutton leg?
Yeah, the big turkey leg. Not mutton, but one of those huge.
Yeah,
legs.
yeah. My dad loves
Pretty neat.
those. He loves
delicious,
those.
Ooh, another bad one is like a family vacation, but like with your like girlfriend or boy or whatever, you know. That's a really bad time to have it.
Payne wants to know if we've seen the movie Snowpiercer. Payne and
wanna
I
know why
watched
he's
it
bringing up
together,
Snowpiercer.
so yes.
That's a brutal movie.
Yeah, that
Remember the
movie's
part where they
crazy.
freeze the guy's arm and then like hammer it off?
Is that
Maybe
that
so.
movie ends with like the two kids surviving the spoiler, the two kids surviving the train crash, and then like
Also, they eat
Like a
babies.
polar bear or something.
yeah, they see a polar bear which like lets them know that life exists or something outside the train, and then it's like kind of
Oh.
inferred that they'll rebuild.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought they were gonna just build half human, half polar bear.
Both those five
Polar
did not
bear,
like
human, and
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
I thought it was an okay
Okay.
movie. Like nothing
Why did you not
stand
like
out.
Snowpiercer?
Did it make it into theaters?
What's your guys' view on Old Muskie? Absolute G.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
even know
no,
what that
no.
is.
He got like investigated for fraud or something.
Wait,
like that.
really?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
what were
so
the
what happened
findings?
with Old Muskie? Didn't like Snowpiercer. I don't know. I think they said that he's not going to be a chairman anymore, but he can keep his CEO position of the companies that he's in.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
you're talking about Elon Musk. Yeah,
Yeah, only CEO now.
I just saw that a minute ago.
Is that because
He's
of all
not
the
a
not the allegations?
The
Wait, no,
tweets.
actually, the allegations that he like put against that diver that went in after the
No, no,
boys
no.
were
I
trapped.
think
in
no,
the
I think it is actually.
No, it's more a combination of the tweets, but I think the biggest thing is that he said he was gonna buy back a bunch of the shares and that he had funding lined up for it.
Yeah, didn't he say he wanted to
And-
go private at like $4.20 a share?
Yeah, I think so, or at least he wanted to buy back a lot of the shares or something. But in like he specifically said he had funding for it, but like they investigated and he totally didn't.
Interesting.
Nice
I-
job,
What was he
Muskie.
gonna do then?
What is he gonna do?
Yeah, like what was his plan if he didn't have the money?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but
Ask people nicely to give him the shares back.
honestly-
wait, he wanted to go
I think that's
private
gonna-
at $4.20.
I think so.
Kind of weird that after he smoked weed, 420.
It was all a conspiracy
Mm.
by Joe Rogan.
you know, I had really high views of Elon Musk for a long time, and then it's just like this last year I learned what a
Really?
out there dude he is.
I
Yeah,
still do.
he's like
I don't really care that he's a bad businessman. He's still like a genius.
Well, not even the bad businessman part, but just like all the weird allegations and just how he acts on Twitter.
the tie thing was
like that.
really weird. Like
Yeah,
what
Yeah.
I mean,
strange
fair, he's
allegations.
like a really like people like that who are like really intelligent sometimes just don't have really good people skills. And when
Uh,
you're,
I think
Oh,
he's
it-
just more narcissistic, honestly.
I mean, yeah, that could be. I still like him.
I still think he's pretty, a G.
I don't know. I think I think judging him based off his like people skills or like the fact like stuff like that, it's like, well, who cares? He's like potentially going to take us to Mars.
It's not necessarily his people skills. It's just the way that he's treating other people.
Yeah, that's true.
Is he gonna not fun, but he's gonna be like the first private tours of the space or something?
He's still treating people better than Jeff Bezos. So
Jeff Bezos.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Amazon.
They said that like in the Amazon warehouses, like their breaks, like if they had to go to the bathroom, like they'd basically be told no, and they were like peeing in bottles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because they're like,
you haven't heard this?
No.
Gaben or Elon? Choose one. Gaben.
Oh gosh, you know what? I'm gonna say no to Gaben because he's ruined everything that's been good.
What?
Yeah, he got pissed off at canceled Half-Life 3 because we called him fat.
Yeah, he and like
it's not
all the games. He's just.
I
don't know.
Gaben.
Yeah, I feel like he made so much money, and like think about it. I don't know if it was him directly, but like with the whole like cosmetic, like he almost started that with the whole crates and the hats and stuff and TF2 and all that.
Gabe Newell. I'll take Gabe Newell.
It's ruining games because I mean I'm afraid now we're just gonna get free to play games that just are all cosmetics. And
I think that's the future.
Inevitably, no matter how stupid you think they are, like in CS:GO, I thought skins were the dumbest thing ever. And then like after like my third case when I unboxed a freaking what was that?
StatTrak Hyper Beast.
StatTrak Minware Hyper Beast that I thought I was like worth like $180. I was like hooked. And like I had to have like great skins, you know.
And then you had you unboxed a Bowie knife.
Bowie knife, yeah. And then that I don't even want to get into that. I got scammed.
No, you got to say a little bit.
I went to some guy who's had like 10-year plus on Steam and like hundreds, like thousands of reps. And I don't know if he actually does legit trades and he just saw me as an easy target or what. But I have my knife on one of those selling websites.
What if he literally meant to like pay you, but he just didn't?
Just forgot.
Yeah,
that's pretty shitty.
Why would he block me?
Fair.
Instantly, as soon as the trade.
Yeah, no, he totally just scammed.
He was so professional about it too. That's what pisses me off. So anyways, never will I be scammed in that way again. I can't say that I'll never be scammed.
Wait, do you guys know what the verdict was for? You know how they're trying to like file lawsuits against? I think it was Battlefront for like.
Isn't like Belgium investigating EA for microtransactions? Cause
yeah, something like that. Is that still happening? Or
I think it's still happening, but I don't think anything's come of it yet. I think they're still investigating. I hope they get absolutely just butt fucked.
Painted the loot boxes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did because it's really frustrating to have like the focus of games on loot boxes. You know?
I don't mind them. Like it's not like they're detracting from the game experience. It's just
it does sometimes.
I mean, as long as it's not pay to win stuff.
Why can't we go back to Modern Warfare 2 era though? Like, get 50 kills with this weapon and you unlock Blue Tiger. Like,
that's just more fun, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
like stuff with like Battlefield, they kind of did it where like to unlock certain scopes, I think you do.
Yeah, you get kills. Like Battlefield 3, and then in Battlefield 4 they introduced battle packs, which just absolutely boner killed me. Battlefield 3 about.
I think it's just kind of lazy.
Rainbow Six with literally the most Scrooge McDuck fucking bullshit system.
Dude, I don't get why they do
system?
That. Yeah, the Alpha Pack system.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, and the Renown, too.
The Renown system is broken. I have to play way too many games to get a character.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm level 27 and I've only bought one.
War Thunder.
One operator.
I'm gonna transfer into War Thunder real quick. Some guy did a calculation. In order to get through War Thunder to like top rank tanks and jets, you'd have to play for 4 hours a day and get like good, average games for 90 days, excuse me. 90 days, 4 hours a day. Just to get to the end game. That is ridiculous. And that's not the only game that does this kind of practice where it's like you grind till you die. And you don't accomplish anything you wanted.
You grind till you die.
Payan in the chat knows of a game called Arcade. Arcade, if you wanted to start the game and become relevant, you would have to drop like, I think Payan said like 8K, something like that. Payan, remind me in the Twitch chat, how much did you have to drop to become relevant? It's in the thousands of dollars.
What do you mean to become relevant? Like to stay updated?
Like to literally become able to duel people and not just get one shot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. But I kind of want to steer this topic. I've been reading in the news. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Kavanaugh situation, but I want to see some other people's opinions because I've been in an echo chamber with my own thoughts, and I think that's pretty unhealthy for forming an opinion. You got to get like the opposite side of the equation. Mm-hmm. So you guys haven't been following it though.
I mean, I just heard
I just don't want to say anything because I just don't know enough about it.
I mean, let me try and run you up to
any interviews or any hearings or anything.
Payne says if you wanted to be below average, you would have to spend $1,500. If you wanted to stand a chance, $6,000. That's ridiculous.
$6,000?
Dollars.
What?
Okay.
What?
Kavanaugh. Let me give you the facts that I know.
Okay.
He is a Supreme Court nominee. They explain like five.
What is his current job?
I believe he's a judge
on a lower court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. He's part of the. Yeah, we'll just go with it. He's a Supreme Court, not a Supreme Court. You know what I mean.
So he's a higher up dude.
He's an attorney and jurist who serves as the United States Circuit Judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia.
Okay, so he's in the legal system.
Yes. Legal background. He graduated from Yale, I believe. Yep, Yale Law School. Okay, so here we go.
Vocalist wants to explain like I'm 5. Is that what you're doing?
I'm going to try and do that as best as I can and as factually as I can. I don't want to give out any fake news. So he's been nominated by Trump. A lot of people don't like that, obviously. Trump's a pretty polarizing topic right now. During his nomination, it has to go through the Senate, and it has to get approved by both parties. Then it goes to Trump, and he vetoes it or he accepts it. Obviously, he's going to accept it if it goes through. A woman comes forward, Dr. Ford, I believe is her name is. She claims that in high school, back in whatever the hell it was, 1970s, I think.
I thought it was like 82 or 83.
Maybe it was 82 and early 80s. She claims that at a party with, I think, around 5 other people, could be wrong, don't quote me, it's around that number, it wasn't a big party, but around 5 other people, him and one other male, I don't remember the other male's name, I think his name is Mark something, took her into a room, turned up the music that was playing in the room, and proceeded to sexually assault her. I believe she said that they forced her on the bed, held her down, and groped her. They didn't do any sort of penetration or anything like that. It was just groping and, just sexual misconduct. Now, she sent that to Miss Feinstein, I believe is a Supreme Court justice. Is that right?
I don't think she's a justice. I think she's
Is she in California? Is she part of the California or something?
Let me see.
Dianne Feinstein, she's a senator for California. Yeah, excuse me. She sent an anonymous letter to Dianne Feinstein and asked to remain anonymous. And Dianne Feinstein leaked that she had a letter about Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh. And then later, the woman, Dr. Ford, came forward and said, this is what I believe to have happened. I don't know how to phrase that. Like, this is what she said happened. Mm-hmm. So during this time, they have brought her in, I believe a couple days ago, as a to question her in front of the entire council. So what I've gathered is the people that were there don't literally zero. I've heard that go around a lot, so I'm confident to say that zero of the people say this party ever happened. Mm-hmm. And now, to her credit, this was in the early 80s. Like, who's going to remember this party? And she said that. She's like, this party was uneventful. Who's going to remember it? But to her, it was eventful because she alleges that this stuff happened. So many people. I went to a very not very conservative. In fact, it was the other way. But I had a few conservatives in my class that have posted to social medias that I'm with Dr. Ford. Like, I believe victims. And I'm at this this crossroads where it's like I can't put my blind faith in this woman that this happened, and I don't want to be sexist. By like, people might look at me and say you're a sexist for not believing the victim. How do I know she's a victim? How do I know she's not just trying to be a political assassin? And I'm not saying she is, but how do I know that she's not being a political assassin, just trying to slander the name of Judge Kavanaugh because he's a Trump, like he's been picked by Trump?
I've heard this a lot, this idea that people are, either paid to say this or saying something like this person sexually harassed me or sexually assaulted me to, get political shit on them. I don't know if I really buy that, because I remember the FBI released a statistic saying that under 2% of all the rape victims who have come forth and claimed that they've been sexually assaulted have been verified that that's not the case, that that's false. And that rape reporting is actually kind of a rare thing in general, because it's a really embarrassing topic, and people don't like coming forward because they know how much scrutiny that they'll be under.
Wait, Jim, did you say only 2% are found to be false?
Yeah.
So 90%.
Do you know how many are like inconclusive and how many are found to be true?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, okay.
So it seems to me like, the burden of proof is on the person making the accusation. But in most of these cases, I think it's a little bit unfair to jump to conclusions that this is, political assassination or whatever like that.
And I don't want to come off like that's what I believe. I don't believe that. Here's what I believe.
You were saying
I don't know whether it happened or whether it didn't. But the fact of the matter is, in the U.S., you have to have proof that in order to come at somebody and say you sexually assaulted me, you have to have proof that it occurred. And
what I had heard is that she said, I don't expect this to go anywhere. Like, coming into it, she said, I just wanted to make it clear that this happened to me and that this is who this person is. But I didn't hear that she was trying to say, like, I want him to be persecuted, because I think she knows that she doesn't really have evidence.
Yeah. So are we supposed to believe this claim then?
It doesn't matter if we believe it or not, because nothing can happen unless we've got physical evidence.
Well, nothing can happen legally, but by the court of the people. This man is being like 50%. I'd say it's probably like 50-50 split between people who are like, this man did nothing wrong. At least we have no proof of it, so I can't slander him. And then the other 50% are like, this man is a sexual assault. I don't know what the word is.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Sexual assault.
My take on it is that if someone's willing to come forward and say that this person raped me, we should obviously take that seriously, but we shouldn't take any legal action until we can find evidence.
Now, should we believe them off the bat, or should we should obviously
here's another thing.
The
I remember
serious.
They were trying to limit the scope of this FBI investigation that is supposed to happen on this guy. I think that's incredibly dishonest. Why would you not want someone who's been why would you not someone who's been accused of sexual assault to be investigated? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I feel like nobody should make assumptions until it's either proved to be true or false. But also at the same time, that'd be really something like in this case. How could you definitively prove that?
That's what I'm saying. I think she knows that you can't definitively prove this. She just is trying to get the word out that this.
But happened. I mean, what do you think are ways that could be definitive?
I don't think there is a way.
Anything right now.
I mean, maybe
there's no eyewitness testimonies, because all 5 of the friends, to my knowledge, say this party never happened.
I had heard that some of the witnesses corroborated the story though and did verify it.
Oh, I heard the opposite. I wonder which one's true.
Wait, verified that it did happen?
Yeah. I heard that she had at least some friends that she talked about before she came out in 2013 or 2012 that had said, she confided in me about this.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really, really hard topic to talk about. Yeah. Because especially with somebody who's this, in the public eye, because it totally, you don't know the person who's making the accusation. They totally could be doing, trying to do a character assassination, but at the same time, they could totally be
how often does that happen? Why doesn't that happen for all these other politicians?
Oh no, I'm not saying
maybe
that
they're not as high profile.
I'm just saying
this is
anything could happen.
Obama never had anyone accuse him of sexual assault.
No, Obama
did Bush have anyone accuse him of sexual assault?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think that's a really big thing happening recently with the Me Too movement.
But no proof, so I don't care. Says Rocos 5.
I wouldn't say I don't care. I would say You know,
I think that there needs to be more investigations.
I think the FBI should launch a full investigation into it. Like, if you're innocent, then you should have no problem with the FBI going like, all right, we're going to investigate it. But
it's still rough though, because even if you have an allegation against you, it's like if somebody has an allegation against, kind of like what Jim was saying, like Obama never had that against him. Like, but if he did, even if there was an allegation and it was never proven, or even proven to be false, like just the fact that you have an allegation against you would totally destroy like your character in some people's eyes. You know,
that's what he said in his opening statement. He said
that is kind of scary.
Just by the allegation alone, that his family's name has been just absolutely slandered.
Yeah, I had heard because like anybody
can kind of a shady character though before. Like he was under, I don't know what the right word is, but under the eye of people trying to catch him for perjury or something like that.
I heard that he was good
prior to this.
I heard that he's like part of the ABA. I don't remember what the ABA.
It probably depends on who you ask. I'm not gonna lie.
The American Bar Association for judges, and that he's like he's ranked high on that. Like, from what I've heard, there's a Yale professor, I believe, that said like this man is one of the most intelligent and kind people that I know, but I do want a full FBI investigation because why wouldn't you?
Dude, I always have such a hard time like believing what anybody says when it comes to like either way when it comes to this kind of thing, because I feel like somebody could have just anybody can make an accusation, but then same with like on the other side, he could just pay somebody to say that didn't happen.
I really think that does not happen that much.
Paying people off?
That, saying, speculating about whether or not someone's paying to say someone raped them or, trying to commit suicide or political assassination. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is like, it's just as much speculation as saying this person definitely raped them,
Wait,
you just cannot jump to conclusions like that.
No.
Oh, yeah. So much like,
I think both are dishonest positions.
So I think we all agree that like the people jumping to conclusions either that A, he's completely not guilty, or B, he's completely guilty, he's a sexual assaulter, are both like,
well, that and this person's definitely being paid to say this person raped him.
Oh yeah, I don't think you could defend it. I mean, unless you actually found like communications, there's no way you could even make that.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying the air around this is very polarizing, and it makes it out to be definitive when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, man.
We're pretty much all on the same topic or on the same page then.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no way. I mean, especially with how much I know.
I mean, there is a way. My friends on the social medias have clearly cemented their ground that this man has committed this sexual assault act.
I just don't even know how you could.
And I want to reach out to this specific person and go like, look, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but how can you blindly place your faith in something like this?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's partly off of like emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this time, especially with all of the Hollywood stuff going on, people get so worked up that as soon as there's an accusation, it's like, oh, this person's guilty. Like, and they feel so strongly about something that they just blindly take a word rather than get the facts and come up with their own conclusion. They just, especially, and also depends on like who's around them as well.
Right.
I think emotions have a lot to do with a lot of people. In general, I think a lot of people's political beliefs stem from just emotions on certain things.
And I think it makes sense that people really want the justice. Like, there's probably a lot of people that get sexually assaulted on a daily basis that are never going to see justice.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and it feels good for someone else maybe to get justice, and it feels like some sort of win.
Right.
And I don't know. I think going for facts and basing your opinion on just research that you've come up with, especially not stuff that you see on social media. I mean, if you know what I mean. So I feel like there's so many people that read a BuzzFeed article and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like this person is a murderer." BuzzFeed told me, like, you know what I mean? Or I heard it from a news thing, and I don't remember which news story, but so I think it's hard to know. I think everyone on both sides obviously wants the truth to come out, regardless of what the truth is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if he didn't do it, I feel bad that his name has been slandered.
Mm-hmm.
But if he did do it, I mean, he deserves whatever he's got coming to him.
So, do you guys think that this should like affect the vote in any sort of way?
That's the hard question.
Where we are currently standing right now, where we have no concrete proof that this did happen, no concrete proof that it didn't happen.
Legally, I think he should not be prosecuted because we don't have any physical evidence. But the fact that someone's coming forward and saying, it's just a hard thing because it's true, anyone could make a claim that someone got sexually assaulted, but it is very rare that happens where it's not true.
It is extremely rare, but possible, and that's the scary part. It's completely possible that this is a character assassination by someone on an opposing political spectrum from where Kavanaugh stands. I'm not saying it's likely, but it is possible. Like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen in this day and age. I mean, Bernie Sanders, from what I remember, wasn't he not conned? What happened with Bernie and Hillary in the Democratic National Convention?
That CNN was intentionally kind of slanting things negatively towards Bernie and
like
uplifting Hillary.
Didn't he get like pretty much dicked out of the convention? Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think Bernie would have won against Trump instead of Hillary?
I don't know. Hillary's definitely very unlikable, but I don't know if America's there for Bernie yet.
He's a socialist, right?
Yeah.
Democratic socialist. Yeah.
Yeah. I look at Sweden and they're socialist, and I'm like, great. You look fantastic. I love Sweden. I have a sexual attraction to Sweden for some reason. Don't ask me why. Like, it literally makes no sense. I have no family from Sweden, no nothing. But
I'm part Swedish.
Are you?
Yeah.
Please fuck me.
Maybe that's why I know it.
There's some Swedish seed in me.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, is Sweden really socialist?
Yeah, they are. I think the tax rate is like pretty much 50%, but you get social benefits, obviously.
I couldn't handle that.
But it makes up for it in the social aspect. Like, you get Social Security, free medical.
Yeah, but Blake's not the one who needs that. Let's be real here, guys.
I don't think it would work with my personality.
I'll still move to Sweden if someone wants to sponsor me. I'm going to make a GoFundMe, guys. Feel free to donate. I looked up actually how to immigrate to Sweden the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I have no way to immigrate.
Wait, they've got pretty tough immigration, don't they?
Yeah. Besides refugees, they have a pretty good way of handling refugees. But yeah,
all I can think about is that one Archer episode when he goes to, was that Sweden?
I don't remember.
And the age of consent was...
and there's like that, and there's like that
girl,
like 16-year-old,
yeah.
She wasn't a princess or whatever, but she was like a
duchess or something.
Like a duchess or something, and she's all coming around to him. And he's like, no.
And then they always walk in at the most inopportune times.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that him and Lana hooked up again.
Yeah.
That was just so much sexual tension I needed cut. And then it finally got cut, and it literally. What was splurge? What did they say? Sploosh. Oh man, so good. If you haven't seen Archer, watch it. I put it off for years, and then I finally
stop around the 5th season.
Yeah,
after and just don't even
6 is,
yeah, 6 is and I don't even know about 7.
Is that after Vice? Was season
Vice?
4 Vice?
Yeah, Vice was like the last good season, I think. Wasn't that 5?
I agree, yeah.
Vice was good.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Oh, yeah.
I recently binge-watched every single episode, and it's a real good show.
Same here. Like last month I did that.
Oh my! El Taco Bus! Wow. Talk about old friends. Now, for those who don't know, El Taco Bus is a good friend from college who recently, aka like, I don't know, a month and a half ago, got married. So... Put it up for him. He has been smashing cheeks within the boundaries of the Lord. Well done, my friend. Please, in graphic detail, tell me how good smashing cheeks feels. I'm so curious.
We're waiting on you, El Taco Bus.
We're waiting on you.
There's a 15-second delay.
That's okay. We'll wait.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Okay, that's the wrong way to sell your. He was a
class.
CS major, so don't judge his English, his grammar.
Fair.
Yeah.
At least he did the right two.
I wonder how much he's making, honestly. It's like,
Enough to get married.
Oh, it's like picture. Oh, yes. Yes.
Please don't say Bowsette.
Picture.
Please don't say Bowsette.
Please keep going.
You want to say really uncomfortable?
Yes, Blake?
A picture of Bowsette just popped up in my Instagram feed, and I'm really worried.
Nice.
Wait, you're on Instagram while you're on our podcast?
Wow.
Yeah.
The
We need
absolute,
100% of your attention here.
the absolute
I'm sorry,
disrespect from Blake.
I have a
Guys,
really
it's taking so long.
He hasn't finished, guys. He's really
Oh,
getting
he's
graphic.
finished.
He's getting graphic.
I want to hear him type out like a paragraph.
Just an absolute. I want
In
him to write
detail.
50 Shades for me, essentially.
Was it 50 Shades really
missionary
poorly?
Style, newly.
I don't know. I didn't read it. We did watch the movie though. Me, Colton, and
We watched like 20 minutes of the movie, and then we got to that like the
we
weirdest.
watched
We're like,
more than
no,
20 minutes.
really?
We watched
Yeah,
like
we watched
40
like
something.
40.
Colt.
Didn't we get to like that first like scene and we're just like, this is so weird and so like,
Once the first sex scene
how do
came on,
women
we
like
just-
this?
This is
Picture a melon.
a melon.
Oh
Picturing
gosh.
melon.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
picturing a melon. It's a
I don't
big
know why,
melon.
but as soon as he said picture a melon, all I can picture is like an egg
Grapefruit?
exploding.
What? That's
I
not
don't
even
know why-
close
I
to
don't
a
know why.
melon.
I don't know.
I was gonna say,
It's
it's
just
like
so
a
came
melon.
in my
know
brain.
how sex works, Cole?
I thought that when a girl was pregnant when
Something
I was
about
younger,
a bee and a bird or something
I
like that.
thought that girls being pregnant.
A melon and the tip of a needle.
Wow,
my
you
gosh.
got a needle dick? I respect.
This is getting good.
When I was younger,
For CS major, he types pretty slow, if I'm being honest.
that's fine.
Yeah,
He's
come
probably
on.
just really like imagining how to.
He's used to
We're
ones and
deleting all the
zeros.
semicolons. Yeah.
Hey guys, I actually got to go right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, Blake, that's
Oh,
okay. We'll probably
man.
wrap
Thanks
things
for
up
having
in a
me.
few minutes.
We're like an hour 20 right now anyway.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we should probably end it pretty soon.
After we find a hole the size of a
Alright, guys.
needle. Later, Blake.
Oh wait, no, I'm kidding. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Later, Blake. Thanks for June. He's not here. A hole the size of a needle. Oh, I'm erect, boys. Keep going.
You know what I don't like about CS?
What?
You could type like 5,000 lines of code and it won't work, and then you have to sift through 5,000 lines of code just to like realize that you accidentally put a colon in the wrong.
Yeah, I'll finish
Why
later
you
next
compile
time. God
as you right.
damn it. The absolute blue balls you have given me. You know what, El Taco Bus? That's okay. I'll forgive you. Next time, you could tell us about smashing them cheeks in the name of
We are
Jesus Christ.
Story for our next one.
We'll write that
First
down.
story, smashing
I'll
cheeks.
text you and I'll say, get on. I need to hear about smashing the cheeks in the name of our Lord God, Jesus Christ. Anyways, it's been a good one.
Wait.
This was a long one. This was a really long one. This is going to take a while to render. Holy. Takes about 30 minutes to render for me, about an hour and 15-minute episode.
How much do we have right now? I said an hour 20, but I think actually we're more than that.
I think we're around 1,000 hours.
1,000 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Colton, wrong text channel if you want the chat
No.
to see that.
Dang it.
Damn it.
Anyways,
The
wait,
GIF.
quick, before we leave, what do you guys think of our name? The Bonfire Official Podcast. Or The Bonfire Podcast, whichever one to call it. Tell us your thoughts. Vocalist 5, El Taco Bus, Chaos Lord. I don't care. Someone just tell us how it sounds.
Yep.
Also,
and
there's
the YouTube will be updated with this recent episode too.
Yeah, I'll probably upload it. I don't know, probably tomorrow night. But yo, what's
stuff.
this podcast? You guys just chilling? Yeah, we pretty much just chill, talk about whatever. Go to our YouTube and subscribe and watch our previous videos. Like and subscribe if you want
Tell
to see
your
more
friends.
content.
Oh, Vocalist wasn't 5 when we explained the name. Vocalist, when we upload this YouTube video, don't forget to subscribe. Watch
Subscribe,
the beginning
like
of
and
this.
subscribe.
No, Bronson, we're
And
going
Bronson,
to bed.
we're about to get off because we've been.
We'll
doing
give
this
him
for-
3 questions
Okay, 3 questions. Go quick.
while
Yeah.
we
Quick.
explain
15
what the.
seconds
Hey,
delay.
tell them about the name.
Bonfire. In regards to Dark Souls 3, just
And 1.
chilling around the bonfire. You know, you just fought a hard fight, and
Your
you're
save point.
a little bit scared. It's like your save point. It's your safe space.
Yeah.
We're a safe space here.
Yeah, don't forget to thumbs up, smash that like button.
motherfucking like button, boys. I want you to absolutely smash them cheeks. Smash! Sorry, I'm a little sick. I got one. Need to find it. Okay, look.
If you have to
I'll
find
give you
a question,
2 minutes to find one question.
I like how this is a guy that can literally just DM us anytime he wants to ask a question.
I like how he's like searching just like through his memories.
Hey, Vocalist5 likes the name. Thank you. It was my idea. I want full credit. You're welcome. I was sitting at my desk at work, and
when
I'm
the
like,
Dark Souls legal team comes after us, I'm gonna remember your name, your credit.
Are we gonna? Yeah, exactly.
You'll
Are we
scroll
gonna?
back
Are we
to
gonna
episode 3.
overlay some crackling fire sounds next time?
Yeah, I forgot.
See, yeah.
Here,
We
I'll
have
put
our
it on
soundboard down, our
for like
overlay,
5
our new
minutes.
logo.
Okay, when you're old, what do you think your children will ask you to tell stories about? Probably smashing them cheeks.
Yeah, smashing cheeks.
Yeah.
Having diarrhea on an airplane.
I mean, what do I talk to my dad about? Like, business. That's it. Yep, business.
All right, I put on some virtual bonfire with crackling noises. Let's see
Dad,
how it sounds.
Dad, tell me a story about, your business. Because it's so interesting. Okay, stories about sucking dick.
Wait, this is a multiple choice.
See, masturbation. I feel like we've covered masturbation plenty.
Hey, let's cover it some more with semen.
Okay.
Nice.
Immersive. Thank you. Vocalist5 gives us a Craigasm. I do like that. My coworker actually recommended that I put on a virtual bonfire, and I kind of like the idea. It adds some ambiance.
Is it going right now?
Yeah, it is going. If you guys want to unmute your Twitch streams in the background and take a listen.
Let's listen.
Oh, I see that.
When you're old, what do you think
nice.
children will ask you to tell stories about? Smashing cheeks, sucking dick, masturbation, or premature sex? All the above.
He said
asked us a
smash
question.
checks.
Oh, you're right.
He asked the question and gave us a multiple choice answer.
Look,
Yeah,
man,
why-
I'm done with school. I'm not doing any more tests.
Did I tell you guys I'm gonna try and go back to school? Mexican
tar heroin. Interesting.
Bronson,
I have
gotta
not.
say, man, you gotta get this chat down. Like, you didn't even say heroin.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's not a good. You gotta be a better question asker.
You misspelled masturbation.
If you want good
You misspelled
answers, you gotta.
cheese.
Bronson,
Yeah, if you want
next
good answers,
time,
you have to ask good questions.
you better have some better questions, or else I'm giving you a 24-hour timeout. Swear to God, because these are trash questions. Absolute garbo. Anyways, as the fire starts to dwindle down, we're gonna have to say goodnight to everybody, because it's been like, I don't even fucking know. It's been a hot minute, my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you haven't liked and subscribed, Jesus Christ, what was that? Is that Colton?
All right, keep it going. Keep it going. Wrap it up.
Oh, nothing. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Yeah, you'll find all our previous broadcasts on there. There's 2 episodes, about an hour. We're shooting for an hour each week. Sometimes this happens and we go over. But,
Sometimes every single time.
the first episode, admittedly, sound quality is trash. Second episode, good. We bought some new mics. We plugged in some new mics. Boom, bam. We got some nice mics.
Outrageous fun.
Yeah. Anyways.
And if you haven't already gone onto Facebook and shared this with all of your friends, direct messaging them,
Yeah,
telling
DM
them how
them.
wonderful we are, please go.
If you got friends that are looking for a podcast with some college-age guys that literally talk about, whatever, dildos, lollies, kinks, you name it. Sounds like we only talk about sexual things.
Let's not.
Sometimes we get into the hard-boiling topics like, are traps gay? Oh my God, write that down. Write that down, Jim.
Topic list updated.
Next week we will talk about are traps gay, because that is such a funny conversation to have.
We've already figured this out before, but
I know, but we're gonna go over the math again.
I think it's like 2.6%.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, don't forget to become a patron. Discord.com/patron.
Yeah,
that's not it.
And just remember, on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button.
Smash that motherfucking like button.
Every like gets.
If you like our videos, you'll be entered into an iPhone XS giveaway. Nah, that's a joke. Don't like it, because we don't have
One like equals one prayer.
Yeah, one like equals one prayer for all the refugee families.
Yeah,
so
okay, let's
smash that.
cut it. End it. Cut it.
Bye.
Bye.
Like the channel, follow the channel on Twitch. Go to our
Just cut
YouTube and subscribe.
You're beating a dead horse now.
Yeah,
Just cut
I know.
it.
All right,
Just cut
guys.
it right
Thanks
here.
Thanks
Cut
for
it.
tuning in.
Cut it.
Bye. Oh wait, guys, hold on. I gotta switch monitors. This is terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, shut up.
Just mute it. Just mute it after this.
I can't mute anything. Vocalist 5, thanks for tuning in. I'll talk about us. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Oh god, I gotta turn on the mouse. There's so many steps I have to do to turn off this damn stream.
You're embarrassing us, Noah.
Yeah, I know. This. I'll edit this out in post. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.